playing the drums. Skies out, thighs out, chest naked on the lava rock, charging up. You know, we silica base. You know what I'm saying? Soft crystal. It's like the water what holds crystal, which holds memory. Oh yeah, the memory of what? Of it all. Where do you think we get the idea of Wi-Fi from? They don't want us to know. They want to keep us occupied and having sex all the time, and having self-gratification going on. I mean, because you got to think, there's nothing else to really do in their world. You know what I mean? But go to work, come home, maybe get yourself right a little bit, go out, have a drink, play with the spirits and shit a little bit, try to see if you can nab one up, he or she, or whatever, or they, or whatever the hell you do. And, you know, and repeat that over and over. But what about the spiritual healing? I understand the conscious healing, you know what I'm saying? We got conscious healing in the game. I like that. I gotta look around because, you know, I got the right ear ringing right now. And, you know, we already witnessed, the gang stalker trying to move a big ass boulder right there. Damn well he didn't want me to do that shit. But he happened to have a little bit of melanin in him, so he was pretty much straight to sit out in the sun. A transitioning of power. Spiritual, and spiritual is what's going to get you by. It's not about being like, oh, I'm spiritual to a degree where it's like, oh, I got to get comfortable and get situated real fast. I do got some more eyes out and shit. Come over there, you know, men will walk over to your ass and be like, oh, it's more acceptable. That's what I'm saying. We got to chop it up about this. You know what I mean? That's why I put the hashtag, the LBG, the alphabet community up in there, you know, because there's a lot of sexual gratification going on in the world. And, you know, spiritually, we haven't chose to, you know, heal from our traumas that we have had. Whereas if it was in slavery or just coming up. Baby, I hear you. What's up? Hold on. Okay, I got you. Oh, yeah, hold on to that. Man, you get Doug real fast. Doug, come on now. Come on now. I hear you over there. Huh? You're gonna make me hear you, huh? Ain't you? Now, hold up. Let me go ahead and get some out here. Now all y'all coming up. How y'all know that I was going in my booth? You must have let everybody know, huh? Watch out, I'm gonna have other vibrations around and shit. I gotta get them some need. We're talking about this whole LBGQ alphabet community, man. And sex. You know, a lot of people ain't touching on sex. They're like, nigga, I still love sex. I love sex too. You know what I'm saying? I like sex too. I think most I made it be where a certain way with myself that, you know, I wasn't gonna be able to have it, and then, you know, things went the other way. So I had to experience it with that and find my way back to the celibacy path of spirituality and pretty much build upon this as a whole for our people, really. You know, getting back in tune. That's kind of like how we're gonna, like, you know, make sure that, you know, we can be all on one accord at this time in this season. I gotta get the little cashews and stuff for the birds, so let me just get this out the way. But this is very important. Anybody who's claiming to be spiritual, this is the key, and this is the way, and this is the light, yo. Because you have a spiritual light that's inside your body that's in your lower solar plexus. And every month, if you just give it a chance, it can get up to the crown chakra, across the 33 vertebrae like Christ, and you get that Christ consciousness. We'll all be like, hey, what's happening? Thanks for joining in. Yo! That's where the true Christ consciousness is at. And the body of Christ is there. So now you're taking care of your body. Now we're all looking like little superheroes and whatever we do. Because why? We're eating a certain way and we're learning how not to eat. And we're not eating hella foods. So, you know, as far as like, you know, fasting from sex, y'all patient. That's the key. And I'm getting a few more of these. I don't think I got no more cashews in here for them. I think they like cashews. They being patient. Yeah, that's good. So, you know, for as far as anyone as a whole in this season, we got new babies born into the game. We got the, you know, the little rainbows and the glows and everybody, man, you know. So, you know, we have to, for our generation, We the OGs. So a lot of us fell victim. A lot of us didn't make it to this stage. Didn't make it to be able to talk about this because we had to go through false prophets. A lot of us didn't make it out of the false prophet season. When I'm talking about people seeing your importance and having to market to your livelihood, and still try to deter you away from your own spiritual development and reality. Yeah, Jesus, whatever story we want to use, I'm not going to go against whatever you believe, man. You know what I'm saying? Jesus is a good story of Joshua. We can say Joshua, you know, that story, as far as like, we can say the Jesus story, whichever war. As long as you get an understanding of how to get to the Christ conscious and we all be in one accord, because it's hard to make decisions when you're on a 666 type of level, a beastly way of thinking. And meaning you're probably most likely consuming beastly foods, carbon-based or carbon-rich foods, which is like, cheese and, meats and things of that nature. Even eating mammals, shit. Let alone eating a bird. They got eggs and shit, lizards. Must eating full-fledged mammals, man. Someone who actually suckled their child for months at a time, meaning that they really fucking care. It has to be a stage of development of a school of spirituality when you're dealing with animals like that. We're not supposed to be killing these motherfuckers and eating them. So, that takes away from our spiritual development and it lowers our spiritual nature. We will get over that sooner or later, but in this new season, we're bringing in the spiritual man along with the physical man now. So this is the spiritual man is where you get your superpowers from. And some of us tap into them through our dark ages when we weren't able to communicate with each other the way we really wanted to, how we really wanted to build our empire. As far as like, we knew that we was connected, black folks, we knew we was connected, but we still had to go through separate traumas in order to get our whole spiritual licking, basically. Ass woman. So we can get to this point of realizing that celibacy is basically the repentant way. You can say things with your mouth, you can repent with your mouth, but if you don't put the actions behind it, it's not gonna work in this season. You can say everything about any you can talk about Krishna, you can talk about the false prophets, because the false gods, they raise up false prophets as well, just like true God and raises up true prophets. You can tell the difference between true prophets and false prophets. Now, anyhow though, so when we build in, as far as like, that's a whole other story dealing on the different heavens on earth, where the wars took place and how Gautama was basically connected to just only the creator, which is the Most High, which is America or Tamari or Amaruka. That's the one, the land who actually, the full inhabitants of the land worship the Great Spirit. And now the world is coming to see that it is not the Native American that we thought that was taught to us through the curriculum of their school systems. Remember, it was a curriculum. They taught us this. We didn't ask them to tell us this shit. They told us the lie on purpose, motherfucker. We just said it like, yo, tell us that lie about, who the true Native American is. Because the Native American, they're humble too. Some of them that, a lot of their lineage, as they grew, they like, damn, we're really Asians. So, and they're striving to get land over there, and which is good for them. And they're understanding that. See, they didn't have to get beat up and kicked out and ran across and kicking and screaming and go to immigration. They're just like, yo, you got some land, let's go. We're going to turn up over there. Because why? They've been with us for so long. They do have a connection to the All Spirit. The Most High going to look out for them. Just like he's going to look out for us. You know what I'm saying? Peace, baby. Yeah. I appreciate you. So, as far as like, spirituality as a world is concerned, we got to take a season off. That'll show the powers that be. If the world says we're celibate, and that means like, oh man, that's power. That means the Most High is really, 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 really working. He's using the word really. The only reason why is because we actually took time out to face ourselves and look at our traumas, because that's what the celibacy is really doing. It's getting you in tune with the all spirit. You'll face everything about yourself. Whether if you think you're gay, if you think you're lesbian, or if you think, you'll understand that all these things are just energies, and then you'll be able to separate the energies from different people and even your own feelings and thoughts. Basically, also, especially if you're an empath. But you'll notice from individuals who are just self-gratifying, you know what I mean? Who can be narcissists, who kind of just, some narcissists use it for sex. And make sure, I think it's breaking up a little bit. Some narcissists can use you for sex. You know, some narcissists can use you for, you know, just a status to look at. Hey, peace. Appreciate you. Thanks for joining in. I got to see the name because, you know, it's like the sun is blazing, so I'm charging up in the sun right now. I'm eating my little fruit in a second. So, looking around. Okay, I got to check my little surroundings. And I'm like, you know, I'm not like trying to boast. I'm magnetic and shit. Like, we're right now, we're going on a 7-year celibate. And I already went through, it's not like I'm saying it like, yo, this is what it's me, I'm bigger than you. No, this is like to give inspiration, like this is what's gonna happen. It's like we're all gonna be on a certain level of honor, discipline, virtue, you know, because we're not gonna be so quick to go back into, you know, having sex like recklessly again. But we'll love the party, because most I love the party. He loves to have recreations, all the angels chilling, you know, got big ass, you know, orchestras of just the angels in heaven. They call them what they call it? I'm trying to say the SNRs, you know? These are trumpeters, thousands of millions of trumpeters, you know, just a full-fledged, you know, party machine, you know? And this goes on in Ethereum. All we do is just like Star Trek, travel to different worlds, take over, see what the false gods undid on each world. Like, oh, let me see, you did this, he created this religion, false gods done got tied up in a knot full of their followers and shit. So now we gotta unravel them. But we're little babies on our world. We don't know that right now. You know what I'm saying? Because of the simple fact, they came, infiltrated our information, and then boom, boom, you know. But now the information's here. Now we know the way. The way to the crown is through celibacy. And it's not that you're going to be like floating and shit like that, but certain things in your mind, your dreams, your heavenly state, the way you think, the way you attract things, it will be you'll be on a different level. You know, you can deal equal with someone else, but if they're not on your level, they won't be able to deal equal with you in any form or fashion, really. Shit, you know, no matter how hard they try, they'll feel that it's something off. And you'll be off to them. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, damn, you like cornball or something, you know, but it's really not. It's a fine line. So we have to establish our own little line where it's like, okay, we're healed through here. And that's when the blessing comes in. Most times start sending your shit. I mean, like the other day, I don't even like saying all my blessings. I think I said something about a dirty 10 that I found on the ground, you know, in the bathroom one day. I'm like, damn, I wasn't even gonna pick it up because it's a piece of paper. I don't even use money like that unless I gotta get some food or something. You know, I had to train myself. And so basically I don't like to ask all the time. And I asked for few hundreds. Once I put that mug right there, you know, ain't my ancestors, you know, working through the will of the Most High, I put a few $400 on the ground and shit right in front of me. First it gave me the warning, which is, well, it's always something to show me that fake money, and then the real money comes, you know. And then I picked it up. Sometimes it's just how it is, man. You know, and I just noticed that you don't have to do a lot of things once you start tapping in. And that's what they don't want you to know. They don't want you to get good at faith. You know what I'm saying? You get good at faith, you be off the chain. You know what I'm saying? He says, nah, peace, love in the highest, all life. We'll let me see what baby say. He says, well, I'm gonna go now. Very sorry, but I love hearing your speech. I will always keep that in mind. Love in the highest, all life. Peace. Thanks for joining in. So, as far as like getting to our crown chakras, man, basically we're gonna have to give up something. It's a very high sacrifice. The sacrifice is, in this time, is really, you know, sex. Food, you know, the meat will come later. Well, the meat can come now because you got parasites in the meat, and people eat mammals and shit. You're gonna have all kind of parasites that can get in and give you these sicknesses, which you can call, you know, which they call vermins and things of that nature, and give you thoughts for these spirits that latch on to you, especially if you're sipping. You know what I mean? They call them spirits. So these spirits latch on to these parasites and boom, 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 and get you to entice to do the wrong thing. The opposite, the thing that'll descend you instead of ascend you. Ain't no false prophet tell you this. Ain't no false prophet. Every false prophet said we came from Africa, but they ain't yet went over there and built a colony and say, yo, nigga, we need to cut you over in Africa, man. We've taken from y'all. I mean, I gave it Farrakhan, because it's in their lessons. You know why? It says, you know, we was unable to swim 9,000 miles. Now we at a point in technology. How come Farrakhan ain't got no land over there? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Malachi Yorkians, all these people that came to niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, y'all came to niggas, man, and y'all, I just want, it don't make no damn sense. Instead of just telling us how to get to the crown chakra, what we have to sacrifice. Simple as that. These people want to hold us as spiritual slaves after transition. This is important. That's why they couldn't. That's why no false god could set up no kingdom on our land. But they came over and did it and ran amok on our shit though. But they can't set up a full kingdom. That's why so many different religions are over in the mainland. You know what I mean? Which is Islam, and you have Christianity and all these different things, which they came with the sword on our shit. And we were just in tune with the Most High. They wanted to go against us, the faithists, the true all, the ones that was faith into the all spirit, that was able to see true spirituality, which is metaphysical things, dealing with chemistries and science, all that shit spiritual and shit. You know, even though it translates into a lower density, which we'll call science, and you know what I'm saying, biology and shit, and geology. But when you study the light of those things, that becomes metaphysics now. You know? And we're metaphysical beings, and they know this shit. And our metaphysics, our pure energy is our Kundalini energy. This is why they're bringing pedophilia so, making it so acceptable in the world now. That's why the powers that work is basically getting destroyed from this shit. And Muslims hoping to repent by trying to expose the dirtiness in their own camp, because they know they was a part of this shit. And I ain't gotta say the names, but you know the final trumpet is being blown, you know what I mean? You know? As far as like, you know, ourselves, we don't have no really, we know we don't have no allies in that world. We only have the Most High, and that's all we're gonna have, G. The story's already been mixed up in the Bible. I don't follow any particular book. It's not wise to do that in this day and age, being that it's been abrogated, every one of them, even the Quran too, by all lower false gods and false lords. And all that shit was over in Hellas or Asia or, you know, Arabia, Africa, whatever you want to call it, those lands. China, Chinese. In our land, we had the Great Spirit, and they knew this, you know. So it's very curious on how in the hell we're gonna come back online, because it's like, nigga, they done did everything they possibly could do to us to make sure we stay offline. And all we have to do is just make sure we just fast from sex. We know how to do the food. There's niggas that say, yo, I did 24 days of drive, no water, or I did water, nigga. Okay, well, do this one. No sex, 14 months, man. All of us this year. If we can get 1,000 at least of us. I mean, there's so many people who got a lot of, you know, a lot of conscious Muslims who got a lot of thousands of subscribers. But we can get at least, shit, 100 and some thousand of them niggas just to be celibate, the men first. Like, yo, man, I'm going in. I ain't spilling the seed. Ain't no, don't spill the seed November, December type shit. Nah, man, we're doing this the whole year, man. We got to bring it in. It's the year of the lamb, the goat. The year of the goat. Who's the goat of earth, motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Ooh, the niggas, the earth angels. And as we're going to show that all we needed was God in the first place. Or our God was the all spirit. You know, that's who we related to. Everybody else, they kind of learn from us. We're like the earth angels, so they can see it in the flesh. Some of them can see spiritual shit, but to learn the games, you know, the planting of crops and shit like that, we already did it. And we was learning from our ancestors. We had a whole full culture civilization, and we're tuning into this shit right now in our heavens right now. This is why we don't need nobody else, shit. You know, the power is the truth, the energy, force, and the magnetism. Today just happens to be the 7th day. It's the day of reckoning, you know what I mean? Which is the God day. God is the motivator, sustainer, controller, and Lord of all the worlds of your own being. Control that first, your sexual desires, your eating habits, and then the desire to control another motherfucker, because that can trap you for a long season in the atmosphere upon death or transition. They don't talk about death. I know it's fucked up how we transition, because at certain times we're dealing with things where we allow this devil to run amok on the earth and be, you know, enticed by all these spirits that's running around, and Most High them cleaning up right now. They cleaning it up. So a lot of anarchy and shit is happening. A lot of spirits of the false gods are in knots by the millions of these spirits who were led astray, or from our family. Our family got them and cleaning them up. Truth coming out now. Nobody listen to Farrakhan no more. We don't care if he says, "Oh, America's ours, it's inherited ours." Yeah. The biggest disgrace of what Farrakhan, I don't even want to hear shit, especially business wise, because you got a million niggas together and we didn't have no vision and mission statement, nor a SWOT analysis on how we gonna get economically straight. You got all these niggas in one area in Washington taking business and administration and shit, but we couldn't come up with nothing, not a grocery store. Not one grocery store, but we got motherfuckers popping up, Whole Foods, motherfucking all kind of co-ops, gyms, everything. These mothers is just complaining, trying to get us to be sad with these people, man. The way is celibacy. That's the truth, the way, and the life, man. That's the only way, really. You ain't got no other way. You ain't gonna make it no other way. Money ain't gonna even change it all the way. First you do this, then the money comes. The money changes it after that. You get money at this state, you're not gonna be honorable with it. You'll be just like the rest of these people with the money. You know who you is with the money. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to rule people with money, you know? Hey, y'all, I gotta break this up a little bit, I'm telling them. So I gotta break this up a little bit. Look, hold on, my hand's a little sweaty. Let me just break it down over here. I got the Hawaiian brother over there playing the drum. They got the drum and they got the mouths. See, they don't want us to get together with the Hawaiians. They know we actually connected. They don't want me talking about that shit. See, they don't want me talking about that shit. They know that's how we connect. You know, we was already connected. Anywhere where them mounds at, that's what made nobody folks stop and be like, damn, they got mounds over here too? Them niggas came all the way over here. Like, yeah. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and they fucks with the feather, just like us. The ancestors. But they're not caught up in the ancestors like the Africans are. The Africans don't even look at the all spirit. They fuck with every spirit but the all spirit. That's why it was so easy to colonize their asses with the Bible and shit. Like the Ethiopian Bible, a product of being the Rome. Shout out to brother Selah Shalom. You know, that comes from these, and I ain't even do the nonsense to his lecture and shit. So, but I know it's banging because I know it's the truth. You know, he's the creative gang. He knows what's up too. You know what I mean? And so the qualified qualify themselves. So you know what I mean? So they know if it's a product of Rome, then we're dealing with a false Christ, a false God named Luamon. Then the shit goes down to the mortals, you know? He finds mortals who can see spiritual ways, spiritual things and can comprehend spiritual things. And these mortals are called Suis, or those who can see spirits. And one was a leader named Constantine. It's deep. So we're gonna get into all of this, yo, and I'm gonna have to have the links to everything because we can get the story together. You know, that's gonna make you want to be celibate through the winter time. Like, man, I gotta get my shit right. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be sitting there with all these parasites inside you and shit, and your lymphatic system can't even push the fluid out of you properly and shit. So now you got tumors and shit forming, and these motherfuckers want to cut shit out you. You ain't got time for none of that. You ain't got time to be in that motherfucking hospital, see? You ain't got time for none of that no more, man. None of that shit. You gotta remember, you're dealing with narcissistic energy. Nobody even helped a nigga, even wanted to restore a nigga to a point where it was like, you know, yeah, y'all didn't even let us drink out of fountains and shit. Niggas was that humble. They wouldn't even want us to get out no fountains, dude. Drink out the fountain. Niggas was that humble. I'm from Mississippi, I know. So I had to go around in different areas and see different. It's all as a whole. Everybody's gonna be judged as a whole, even though you're individually involved. You have your individual grade upon transition. But as a nation, we all gonna be judged as a whole. Like this nigga, these niggas, this group, and this group. Yeah, it's gonna be like that. You know what I mean? So as a whole, nobody never gave niggas shit anyways. Like, yo, man, I want to just come over here and give you something. Niggas was faulty a little bit too. We kind of fell victim to that cluster B personality. I got to keep it a little, you know, not to say that we got issues, but you know, something that we can draw reference to, where it's like, okay, I can go into this book and find out what a cluster B is. Oh, we're dealing with this. Okay, now I understand narcissistic personality, sociopathic, all these different things, you know. And depending on how high your kundalini is, how high your sexual desire is, your spirituality could be as high, just like that. And so you go ahead and leak it and give it away to everybody. You feel so good. You feel you're feeling good because your light ain't spilled. So once you go let that light go, or you have sex, that good feeling may stand for about 15 hours afterwards. Then you begin to descend in your light. You got a cosmic inner orbit that you must maintain at all times. Now, this is the most crucial thing you can possibly do in your whole entire life, man. Right now, especially when you ain't got no child. Because once you get that inner cosmic orbit going down right, your breath will be hitting right. Remember, they've messed up all the doctrines, so don't worry about finding shit in the book too tough. You're going to have the discernment to be able to find out what is right and what is wrong with you. Like, look, when they always keep saying, oh, you can eat meat, you can da-da-da-da. Look, we got vertebrates, we got different kind of animals who are carnivores, herbivores, with different stomachs and shit like that. They're made and created to do these things. You, as a nigga, is different. Your ancestors got to a point where you didn't even eat not one, for generations, did not even kill animals to eat them. For generations, not just for like a little life, you just figured out, I'm gonna be a vegetarian now. No, for generations, your babies and babies, all that shit, your ancestors put in the work, man. I mean, all the way around the board. Let me do the knowledge, make sure nobody around. It must be the spirit and shit. Yeah, the spirits, the new motherfucker around. Them new spirits come through and try to fuck with shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, I'm in the spirit world. I don't be, people think, oh, no, yeah, nigga, they know, they can feel it. They know what's up. Especially when you celibate, G. And I gotta say it like that because I went through certain trials and errors. It wasn't even an error. Never had an urge to be like, oh, I'm gonna have sex with myself. You're gonna diminish that shit. You ain't gonna wanna just jack off for no shit like that. You ain't got time for no shit like that, really. You know? After a while, your women, they'll see you, they'll start reflecting you. They ain't gonna have sex now. Because our women is very beautiful, man. I have to say it. They're very beautiful and they're very in depth. You'll like them more than just for sex. If you start liking them for sex only, then most likely they're gonna be on that frequency of the one who's on that frequency, or you on that frequency. Either or, somebody gotta do some healing. You know, it depends. Depends where you're at. But if y'all can get together and get that celibacy going on, feeling each other out, y'all know how each other's looks and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But you're feeling your scents. It's nothing that turn you off. You ain't got to worry about wearing all this goddamn deodorant, and then you ain't got to worry about people. It ain't like you're funky or nothing like that, but that's what pheromones is at. But you're clean, you're still refined. But it's, now you know each other. You can play, you can accept each other. And it's even more fun like that. You can actually start making love now. Instead of just self-gratifying, like saying, accept me because I like the lick pussy or something like that. LBGQ community, or motherfucker like this doesn't lick or something like that. Like, okay, you can be accepted, but why you gotta tell me that for? You know what I'm saying? You don't need to broadcast that shit. And then since it's gonna be that way, then we probably should have like 4 different bathrooms now. And everybody got to have some type of honor and virtue then, if we're all gonna be some type of celibate and try to heal. Because you're not healed all the way either. If you LBGQ, you're not all the way right either. You're all fucked up. All right, so in order to heal ourselves, celibacy is the way. And if we can do that, this is a challenge for all of us. Everybody has challenges of eating. This year that's coming up, you got about 30-something days to get ready for the year to go. For the year of the Lamb. Either or, it's Chinese start. You got about 30 days to get ready to get rid of all of the shit that you think about. Most High is helping on the outside. Yeah, I don't even think you can get porn like that too tough no more. A lot of things going on. Stay low, stay out they shit. Don't worry about driving on they shit now. It's about to be winter time. You don't even gotta be worried about, even though that's the time you can drive, motherfuckers ain't got time to pull you over. But stay away. Buy less. Buy less, man. You know what I'm saying? Buy less, y'all. Use this time to really truly heal up. It's just going down, man. It's just hitting the fan. And if you can do this with little, just imagine how much we're gonna get. So you're actually lining yourself up with the Creator. Michael Jackson said it in a song a long time ago, you're just another part of me. Basically, the planets is lining up, all this stuff is going on right now. So all we gotta do, and the planets deal with us. We the only ones who knew about the planets. The cross in the sky, I gotta keep Malachi Yorks. None of these niggas, man, who actually came in hours. Every 7 minutes, every 7 seconds. That's why when a motherfucker's so trapped in their lower self, if they're sitting by themselves, they think about jacking off. Hey, that's 7 seconds. It's gonna be hard as hell to not think about jacking off if you don't. Hey, you gotta get past that. You know what I mean? And you will get past it. This shows that you can. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you're gonna be lustful at all. You know, you're not really missing everything on sex. We started our families up as men sometime after 33, 35 years old. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean that we don't know the woman. We don't have to get notches on our belt from women through experience. I already know I'm a chick natty. You know, I may not look like it, but I be getting chicks like me. But now I found out that the energy that I like when women, I'm more the fan. I realized like this motherfucker, she's just a nigga. I had her with me and shit. It's not like I'm just a mask wearing masculine motherfucker. Some masculine and they're not that. You know what I mean? It's like that's just a mask, and a woman can see through that depending on if she's in her masculine energy or feminine energy, and it depends on sexuality as well. That doesn't mean that, you know, a man's in his feminine energy if he likes sex a lot. Sometimes when a man can be a masculine man and be dressed like a woman, and he can be in pure masculine energy at that point, predator instinct. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, it's all different. You'll be able to separate it when you're dealing with this energy. You'll know. Like, okay, that's why I ain't having sex. I ain't fucking with you, mother. Everybody sharing each other any goddamn way. It's too much energy. Plus, I be chilling anyway. Keep your happiness and shit. You know, because you already know what you're capable of doing. Like, yeah, you already know. It's like, also, you're dealing with gayness and stuff too. It's like dealing with low-hanging fruit. That's a real quick sex. Like, lovey-dovey. Like, you know, some people, I guess, think that, oh, I wish I had a man that's saying this about another man. That take care of that, you know, that be my bitch. And he's a man. I get the taboo that this motherfucker's a man too. And, you know, but that don't happen, man. Motherfucker is a man still. I don't give a fuck how many hormones you get. That motherfucker might snap out and kill your ass, man. I mean, laying down and shit. It's serious, motherfucker. Y'all motherfuckers ain't supposed to be together. You ain't supposed to. Talking about all kind of stuff, man. Leaning the meaning of celibacy, you know, as far as like getting to on the crown chakra, the healing of truly heal. That's the true way to heal. You know, we're gonna all be on them vegetarian diets and shit, but the Most High see that light, and the light is what everything sees shit, and that's where you be judged by everything, by your light that is seen. It's like on a spiritual level. The spiritual level is more metaphysical. You know, you have to use certain lenses. They have certain lenses to see spirituality and shit. Ain't that something? But we make spirituality seem so spooky. But now that there's lenses, that these false gods gave these motherfuckers lenses to view into the great expanse of Hawa's universe, or, you know, the Most High, we give it a name, you know what I'm saying, which is the secure breath of the Creator, you know, the great all-being that's present in everything. And we say that because we connected to him in America. Everybody else, they went into that shit. You know, that's why we had the corn and all that shit first, because we were like the favorites and shit. So, you know, we're gonna go around the world teaching. But who'd have thunk it? The motherfuckers come right back onto our land and talking shit to us. You know, we got the Somalians. I know they was a part of the false Egyptians and shit, because the Somalians came over and shit in Minnesota at the top of the Nile of the West, talking shit. Y'all, they try to move in our shit. Most High ain't letting that shit slide. It's gonna use the enemy of you as a footstool to get motherfuckers up out of here. You just gotta be patient. In the meantime, stay low, be celibate, work out. You know what I'm saying? Get spiritually connected to the Most High Creator. Then you start talking to your ancestors more, or you'll listen. And whatever that little inspiration hits, it can be your thought too, but at the same time, it could be your answer. You finally can hear him, like, and move. That you'll know. It's inspiration. It ain't even gotta be verbally. You can just hear it, because, you know, the Most High, basically, for us, the best word ain't even in the book right now. Shit, it's the reality. Solids, liquids, gases, the manifestation in the corporal realm. We can see the Most High's. We can see and touch, feel, and taste the wisdom of the Most High through his corporal reality. That's beautiful, but we're at the lowest density. But once we start mastering our spirituality, we start ascending even while we're in the flesh. And this is what we're supposed to do now. No false prophet said it. No false prophet said this. Not on our land. They should have said it, but they didn't. They didn't say it. So they gets no credit for this. So when Most High beam the light of the true prophets back down, because you're light. Hey, Most High, let's get a beam. When it beamed the light back down of the most famous prophets and shit, because the light, you're a living light, but you're in a physical form. This is why this is why there's a lot of things going on with ships and all of that stuff like that. That's our technology. You know, this is a graduation thing up off of the earth plane to get us into our Star Trek mode. This is what we do. We're not just witches and warlocks and sinning and writing spells, because there's chicks that really think that they're bigger than the Most High. They'll be with you having this cluster B personality disorder, this idolized, devaluing, discard mechanism, their sociopathic disorder that they got, narcissistic personality disorder, trying to get a lot of men. Some women are like that, and that toxic masculine energy and shit. You know, they haven't learned how to, you know, balance out their divine masculine energy as a female. You know, that's what really supposed to be going on. You know, that's the opposite. It's not just divine feminine and the feminine woman and shit. Like, no, she's supposed to get that masculine down. We're supposed to get that feminine down, and we meet up, like, boom, boom, boom. Ta-da! That's what makes us so cold, you know? But yeah, if she ain't writing exact, she thinks she's more powerful than the Most High Creator. Meaning that if you don't do what the fuck she say, after a while, obey her borderline waif, meaning that she plays helpless and you don't want to do what the fuck she say, and she goes down to sit down and light a candle on your ass, put your name up under the shit, whatever else she do, and your light ain't up. Cause, you know what I mean? She can do that if your light ain't up, but if your light's up though, that shit changes. She'll feel what she intended for you, and your light's up. Cause you gonna have a lot of bitches doing it now, shit. And that's when your light's up. You know what I mean? Motherfucker, everybody gonna be lighting candles on your ass. Like, this nigga, I hate this nigga. I got a fucking altar of your ass and shit. Don't need nobody, nothing on your body and shit. They try to get it, but I have done that before and like, bitch, I'm gonna let you see. What you want to get all of this? I'm gonna let you see. You ain't cold as the Most High. I'm gonna let you see right now. And it's all about the months too. It's like I got it down to the science. You got to be up months before you deal with a chick. You know, she have to already have sex. I done already got it down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, use your own magic of your own self. You ain't got to do no candle shit because you already got the light. It's like, long as I follow and do and honor the days of the Sabbath, the 4 sacred days of the moon. Y'all good? The 4 sacred days of the moon. Because these are the days they can do that work. Because the moon is magical, man. You know, it represents unknown energy in the tarot. You know, so, and also unknown, you know, or mystical energy, and also dealing with the wisdom culture degree in the math and the supreme alphabet. It also represents unknown. That's 2 and 4 equals 6. You know, so basically, yeah, that's the X letter. So the X is the chromosome that the woman brings and all this stuff like that. And you see they try to get us like, yo, the Y chromosome comes from the X chromosome. Like, nah, they 2 separate motherfuckers. False prophet Malachi, you market into the bitches too. And I like to say bitches because bitches is different than sissies and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't call dudes bitches and shit. Because a bitch is really a good thing. You know what I mean? But bitches, you got a bitch. Oh man, that's a down motherfucker. It's my dog, you know, that's my bitch, man. That's a down motherfucker. That means that she ain't gonna let nothing get to you. If you ever seen a bitch and her master, I ain't gonna say that as a man. I don't like calling dogs owners masters. Just motherfuckers that rolls with them. You know what I'm saying? You'll see she won't let nobody get close to that motherfucker. And a woman is like that too. And she's down. These motherfuckers come around. Y'all see, man, y'all surveying the area and shit. All right. So, you know, but you gotta be up on your light. If you're planning on having sex still, you know what I mean? Can't release the shit. But if you're playing around, it's gonna come out. So why just say fuck it? Let's go ahead and do this for the next year. You start now, you got 12 months up. All of us start doing our energy is spirit energy is very powerful, especially when with the weapons that they're attacking us with in this world. You know, we're fighting against wickedness in high places and shit. So if we're doing our part, which is basically staying low, not being in they shit. We ain't gotta be in the street. We ain't gotta be driving, getting pulled, using our like energy to get pulled over and shit. You know, because I came from a time I had, you know, I already know we get pulled. If I wanted to be myself, there's certain states you can't do that at. Mississippi, I can drive with my shirt off, ride out, stand outside, let ghost ride the whip. Police ain't gonna do nothing. They can probably be sitting on the side like that shit come. Minnesota, they see you do some shit like that, the motherfuckers, you gotta be, they on your ass, man. Any of those big city states where they can violate your so-called rights because you really ain't in proper pro se, so they know you ain't in proper pro se. It's like when Muzz got to Minnesota, they can't say, oh, it's a Somali that we see, because there'll be racial profiling. It says Somali and all black. They know they gotta say black, you know, in order to arrest or harass these motherfuckers and shit. And we already know that don't stand in the court of law. In any of the Black's Law Dictionary, we'll see you can't have a natural status of Negro, black, and colored and shit. So being that we ain't even agree to nothing, just shows we ain't got time to be playing in their world, all right? You know what I'm saying? Driving in their world, joyriding, and just getting pulled over. I got paperwork, and We all know, man, paperwork, that's cool. I mean, if you like to play in court with these people, go right ahead, man. But if you really want to get serious, you gotta joyride no more, man. You know, so this is a different ball game. You're sitting low, working out, studying spiritual development, fasting, eating right, refining your eating, seeing what's wrong with you, sitting with the great I am, because that's who you're really supposed to be sitting with. Don't worry about them saying Jesus is the great I am and all that shit. We ain't worry about all that. You get caught up in the wisdom, the wordplay and shit. Maybe people been playing with this stuff. Just tap into the genes, man, you know? Most High already showed you in our land that we had the connection to the All Spirit, which we ain't need no medium motherfucker. We was all priests, kings, and priests, queens. Like, we all could chop it up with our ancestors. We all had prayer rooms in our own houses, dark rooms. And your grandma probably told you about this if you knew a little something about this. You know, most had their own little rooms where they could just go in that room and pray. They would pray so fucking hard, man. You believe that you feel they in that room with they kinfolk. My granddaddy used to talk so goddamn. I'm like, damn, my granddaddy, where you at? Oh, I'm in Mississippi. It's something 1917 something, man. I'm like, damn, can I come? All right. And we sit there, we just really talking. And I'm in 19 whatever year with this nigga and shit. You know what I mean? This is how it is. Back into storytelling and stuff, you know? Getting in tune. Pardon me, y'all. That's why KG can tell stories so good and shit. That's an art of ours. You know, people be so drawn up, like, oh man. But yeah, man, our Kundalini. So anytime you want to play sports, you shouldn't be having sex anyways if you're playing professional sports. You know, they put all these bitches in front of you so you can fuck them, so you can release your meat, so you release your light. You're not going to be as good. Some of the best, they learned that you ain't supposed to do that, like Muhammad Ali. I don't think he had sex for 5 years. That's why he's whooping everybody's ass. They was like, nigga, we got to take you out of here. Because he was so bored that he'll fight a motherfucker every month. And he ain't had sex. So he had all this energy. He called it the bum of the month run. Basically, he'd just go around the world whooping the best man that they had in their country. Just to show that he's the best, motherfucker. That's what he did. And Tyson didn't have sex for 5 years, too. That's why they labeled him a rapist. He was aggressive or whatever. But he was just more confident. The bitch was about to give him some pussy anyways or do something. They set him up. You know, they do these things. Anybody who's great with their energy, man, you're not having sex. I guarantee you, man. If you want to see somebody sloppy with a show, they're not what you call it. You know what I mean? They're having sex, man. You know what I mean? You can see, like, when people are not performing good. Like, even with Jodeci, I like Jodeci, but they couldn't perform good. All them bitches coming to these niggas, man, they couldn't help it. A lot of singing groups lost their voice, their vocals, just going into their lower selves. Even Whitney, you know what I mean? When she went into her lower self, you know, and started doing things, and her and Bobby and all that, everybody started losing their powers as they started having sex. Plain and simple. Michael Jordan, a little different. You know what I'm saying? A little different. And then at the same time, you know, these people, they got clones and stuff now too, though. But I'm just saying, your powers were diminishing as you started to have sex. If you weren't having sex, I guarantee you would last longer. Like there was then a segment about you know, with KD and LeBron. It was like, yo, maybe you get bored and maybe you want to go play baseball. You know, did 14 years ago play baseball. Maybe you played 22 years talking about, you know, LeBron. But they forgot there was a man named Kevin Willis, man. And I think he went to college too. And he played like 23 years or something like that in the NBA. That man wasn't having sex like that. AC Green, niggas, they call them big virgins and shit like that. Them motherfuckers was strong as hell, man. you know? Some of them can be gay and shit. You know, if you're gay, you know, you're drinking semen, that makes you strong too and shit. But it make you cuckoo, you know. And at the same time, I mean, some men them figure that out, you know, about themselves too. So it's different. You're taking in two types of semen. This is, yeah. You know, wrap it up though. The sexual gratification, yeah, man. Ain't no way you gonna get to the kingdom. The kingdom is within first, and it's not that I'm like sitting here like, whoa, I'm in the kingdom. But I guarantee you, if a motherfucker run around me and I ain't have to deal with all, I'm still happy. I'm joyful anyways. But however, you know, it's individuals who like to gaslight and project their insecurities on me. You know, they all got cluster B personalities. Hence, I got to be down here in the sun with the thugs. You know, because of the energy that I got, it's really the seeing individuals flock to it. Like, especially men, white men, Caucasians. I'm just saying, people who low are a little bit different. You know, you start seeing who actually suffer. Like, we're the most sexual fantasized object in the world, more than our women. The men are. A black phallus is the most fantasized thing to have, is more than anything in the world. You know, so this is every day you're dealing with people who have this mentality every day, and it could trigger them when they see a nigga that they ain't supposed to see a nigga in certain places. It can trigger people. We already see the truth is in the porn because we're dealing with the truth. You know, we only got we ain't got no physical, we don't have no physical friends, allies, unless most I use these motherfuckers to help us, pretty much. You know, but in the spirit game, you know, basically just, yeah, I was gonna say something else, but getting our light to the crown chakra is the number one priority of everybody. Ain't just me and shit, but everybody. You know, as far as who call themselves men and spiritual men, Israelites, faithists, and the Creator, the All High, the All Spirit knowing, you know, all that. Anyone, you know what I'm saying, that's saying that. This right here, I don't want to hear no more talking no more. If you can't do this, it's like, because this is all about yourself. This is not an opinion. This is like true stated fact. Like, dude, you get to nirvana, you get to a state where it's like, if you're by yourself, you're cool. You don't want nobody coming with a low vibratory energy. Like I say, these people out here, you'll catch on to the evil eye. You'll know how to be shielded by it, you know, protected by it, but still, it's a lot. So I'm at a board where it's intense. You know, people are in the game and they don't know the intensity of it, but it's intense, you know? And so you have to be at a certain degree, a certain level in spirituality development. And it doesn't mean you have to sit under, like, I mean, like, sit under a tree and all day, like Buddha and shit. Buddha's really American name, Gautama name. So it's crazy how they got Gautama in his name, you know? So they take away a lot of stuff, man. They don't try to tell us the truth about a lot of things. But all that's in our land, you know, and most eyes like, yo, all the babies is going to come back because we're scattered all over the world. All of us. It ain't got to necessarily be a nigga, but anybody who's faithless. Anybody who's get that desire to go to a certain destination in the world. You know, that's, I don't care if you're in England, if you're wherever the hell you at, Europe, wherever, you might have ties to America versus us having ties to Africa and all of that. You know, if you feel the connection, you feel the rhythm, the movement, the extra pop, you'll know. You know, because you can tell by our music that we're different in America. Our music is different. I mean, I like music around the world. I love all the little, all that Ireland shit. There was some niggas over there doing that. But that's the only music that they can ever master. America doesn't have a certain form of music. You know, we don't have a one thing. We have multiple genres of music, man. Meaning that we're spiritually highly advanced on this planet, man, on this plane. And so, dealing with the music, we got to a point where we was able to write music. You know how spiritually developed you have to be able to be like to convey notes on a piece of paper with lines. Who the fuck told you that? Yeah, that's the Lati and all that. Same way with like, damn, you are a natural instrument. Blowing the breath through you. That's a beautiful thing. So this, all we have to do is honor ourselves and make the right decisions as much as possible, having a nice discernment. Look at the sparrow. Come here, man. Come here, Swift. Come here, nigga. If I turn my eyes. What's up, niggas? What's happening? Y'all gonna eat that big old thing? It's something else, man. See, what's up? Look at them. They all got personalities. Must be mad too. I'm sitting back playing with the birds. I don't even try to make a person mad. You know, niggas do that to each other though. That's what we do. We're like, oh, you mad, nigga? You mad? You wanna eat just like this? You know what I'm saying? We'll make you even madder even more for being ourselves. You know, we already know that. You know, so now it's time to put that energy onto the world. Because these motherfuckers is mad at you for being yourself. You got somebody trying to be you more than you, man. And all you gotta do is just be you. And meaning that have the discernment, listen to the spirits, listen to your spirit yourself. Basically, not spirits. Remember, we're not here with all these spirits and playing all of this shit. We play with the all spirit. We mess with the all spirit. Our ancestors is kicking ass right now. They kicking ass right now. They not a solution of the false gods no more. Not even the false Christ. Not even Jesus. Some niggas is saying it, but not really. They don't really believe it. You know what I'm saying? They don't believe it. They don't even believe in God, if anything. But most of them believe the all spirit. You know? But they won't believe in nothing before they believe in Jesus. They'll just say it out their mouth. But in their heart, they don't believe it. You know? And they know this in themselves. So that's really the way. The truth, the way, and the light is just basically being celibate every month being excited, making a holiday for your monthly gains on your spirituality. You know what I'm saying? It's just making it a nice, you know, like damn, I'm having a holiday because whenever the moon is in your sun sign, that's when that light is going up to the next level. Boom. And then boom, it takes 48 hours because the moon is sitting in that sign. Remember, the moon is very magical. These people use this against you, and if you lower your light and you don't even know it, it's like they use spiritual magic on all of us. We doing Sabbath on the wrong day and shit. They still got us, you know what I'm saying? So just imagine, you know what I'm saying, what they doing on a daily basis. Because you ain't taking back your power, your kundalini, your own sexual power. Ain't nobody fucking you in the ass right now, like type shit. Like forcing you to do stuff. Ain't nobody's making you jack off now. You know what I mean? Everything is you now. What's up, Swift? What's up, mamas? There's a little bird down there. So, you know, that was a wisdom that walked up too. Gotta be careful. They film me too. I'm tucked down here. They're probably like, "Where's he? I know you over here. Got the thighs out." But you know, yeah. So a lot of things you'll read a lot. You'll read a lot of things, and most likely you won't even be around certain people no more because you have to raise up in vibration. Either be by yourself or to get ready for the next level. For the next ones to be with you on that same level. Because you ain't gonna be hanging with a motherfucker that's still having sex and you just chilling, or that motherfucker about to go jack off, or like how Eddie Murphy say, or you know what I'm saying, I can hang with a gay person. Yeah, after we party, he goes suck a dick, I go over here. Like, nah, it ain't gonna be that way. You know what I'm saying? Because his thoughts and his desires, and he's in a certain heaven while awake. And you're gonna feel that. Your spirit's gonna tell you, God's gonna tell you, your skin is gonna tell you, your body's gonna react. You know, it's not the fact that he's probably enticed over you. It's just the fact that his mind and his intent and his heart, what he's gonna do. And he's standing next to you, a vessel that is like striving to raise the light to the highest, highest light within his own being. He won't be able to stand a chance to be with you. He's either gonna move away from you, or that cluster B gonna happen. He's gonna idolize, divide, and discard you, or you just gonna not be around him because it's gonna be an energy drain. It's gonna feel like you're not supposed to be there, like with this person. You know, it's like your energy's telling you that. That's what you want. Shit, you don't want to. You want to listen to that. You don't want to just be like, oh, let me just guesstimate and shit. No, you want to be like, oh shit, that shit told me. Because I got motherfuckers looking at me now. They know I'm at a certain point. They look at the reaction of my skin. My skin reacts quick. Like it turns into fucking scales damn near. Like they look down. It's that fast, and they'll know like, damn, something wrong with me. Like I know I limit my time in their presence. I can't even get close. Or they're trying to get close too. And that's like I already know what they on. You know, I can feel it even subconsciously if they don't even know that they're doing it. Whether, you know, they being inspired by some type of jinn or some type of jujits that's with them from familiar spirits that's mixed with all these other motherfuckers. That's why they're supposed to be mixed like that. But now you got a whole bunch of people who got a lot of karmic debt to raise these mixed babies and shit, you know, for 6 generations each. You know, so they got a lot of responsibility they gotta do. Nigga, you do this for a season. You ain't gotta worry about it, you know what I'm saying? And don't bust no nothing, nobody, no girl. You know what I'm saying? Play with your energy. See how powerful you is. You know, use it for certain things. But don't release. I guarantee. Don't have no orgasm at all. And I guarantee you, where you have you play. You can. I got exercises, y'all. Actual exercises that actually work. People call it edging, but it's not really edging. It's actually a cosmic inner orbit exercise where we actually learn how to breathe the right way and get that PC muscle strong and tight. Don't nothing leak out that motherfucker. That's how you're supposed to be as a man if you're not about to have mate with women and shit. You're supposed to just be walking around leaking, oozing out your shit. This is the exercise that do it. It gets it real tight. And at the same time, if you want to have your divine eye get hard with the blood flow, it be so goddamn hard that it won't even go down and shit. You know what I mean? Because your PC muscle's so damn strong. And that's a part of it, you know. So you can play with, use these times to play with yourself, not play with yourself, but to experiment with yourself, explore yourself. Women play with themselves. Hope they don't play with themselves at this time. They don't be playing with themselves then. You know what I mean? So you'll know it too. So when y'all get back to having sex and shit, her orgasms come like that. And yours ain't gonna be all like that. You know what I'm saying? Hers will be like, bing. Next thing you know, her shit will be rapid. Like how it's supposed to be. Like our power you be like pinky damn near, man. So you have to work your way into this. It's different compartments. And if y'all do start having sex again, if you're with your mate or with someone, especially if you're with your mate, you can just go in orally. You ain't gotta go, you know, full vaginal. Cause she can, Most High designed her to have orgasms externally. So you can have fun that way. And she ain't gonna be cheating on you and shit, especially if you mastered, you know what I'm saying, giving her that business, you know, as far as like making her have orgasms like that. Until later, until she may want it. You know, she may want the divine eye. And then you could be like, you have the control over the divine eye at that point. And she knows that too, man. So, you know, take this time. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more too, because I know Muzz want to know that, because a lot of our workout people ain't on that. They may say, send me attention to do, 30 days and that's it. And it's like, okay. I mean, I know what 30 days feel like. I mean, it feels good if you ain't never did 30 days and shit. 30 days, you feel like a motherfucking monster and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I already know. Shit, 60 days, man, nobody can even fuck with you at that point. 90? Man, I already know. So, you know what I mean? You get to certain stages. I done did those stages and repeated them several times. Even got up to 8 months, 7 months, right before getting out the body, right before you get the outer body experience. You know what I'm saying? Did that a few times to see if that's the same feeling. And it is. You will experience that feeling every time you get to 7 months, no matter how many cycles of 7 months you're in. It'll always be that way. You know what I'm saying? And your body. Oh, it must be my cue. I got two girls over there and finally edged his ass on over there. They be acting so like, dude, you know you don't want to be over there. Don't you want to go by yourself? No, you don't, because you're going your life. But it's okay though. I understand. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna get to a point, it's not gonna be that way. You know what I mean? No more. Everybody's gonna know, like, man, that's funny. What the fuck you want over here? Like how we used to be. Like, you funny. You'll instantly point out, you'll know. You know what I'm saying? Then you know a motherfucker who's very in tune sexually with their own shit too. Like, okay, in advance, it can seem a little bit more mysterious and shit. You know what I mean? He's not really busting nuts and shit, but he's like, he knows his Kundalini energy, and it's like, I want to be like that type shit, attractive and pinpointing shit, and using all your eyes, your two eyes and your third eye, and your first eye, and all that. You know what I mean? And using all your bodies. You can sense all these things. Look over there and check it out. So yeah, I was gonna say something before I hop off, but yeah, just march your orgasm, you get your woman, or march your orgasm, you can play with these things, you can focus on other things, you know what I'm saying? I think she'll be down with not having sex if you master, giving her orgasms outside the power you. Like actually get in tune with the power you, what she got. If that's your girl, if you cool with kissing and looking at all up in the ass and everything, you know what I'm saying? Careful, the demons over there. If you're cool with doing all that, if you do cool with doing all that, then that's great, because now you can start appreciating each other, things. But if y'all players and y'all narcissists and y'all toxic and shit, that ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work, because everybody's looking for another supply source to replace the one that they got right now that they think they've been mastered and broken already, broken down. And if they can't get another one, they keep your ass as long as they can until they do get another one, and then string your ass along. Shit. Motherfuckers used to try to do that to me. I was already head again, like, bitch, I came from a family. I had to learn before this shit. But I'm like a narcissistic magnet and shit. I'm the bait and the catch. You be like, damn, I didn't even know. Like, yeah, I seem like a page. If we're talking about tarot, I seem like a page, but a nigga is really an emperor and shit. He's in page clothing, like, yeah, like, bitch. to my empire. Oh, everything the light touches. Okay, man. So yeah, you can get your goofiness back, all that stuff. You won't be sad and depressed. Hype as a motherfucker. You might have you gonna get your dragon shits back. Your dragonness is gonna be it back. You ain't gonna let shit slide. You don't want to stick up for your community. You know, we're so spaced out now, so we can't do it. But we're gonna want to do that a lot, like all of us. And then the ones they just gonna catch on, it's gonna spread, and even the NFACs, whoever's not in tune with the system. You know what I'm saying? They're natural militia or whatever, you know, that's really want to protect our shits. We're gonna actually be able to have a good sit down and talk and conversations and shit, dealing with this, you know, because we'll know where we can set up at and where we can be at, and you know, and kind of get out of the blocks how they got us in. You know, now we can actually establish something on our own. Now we got farmers. Now we got, you know, everybody done did this shit now. You know what I'm saying? We got the farmers, the HVAC technicians, if we want to get air conditioners and shit in our shit. We got the plumbers. We're doing all these things. We're encouraging all this shit. I'm gonna show you. I do a multitude of things I learned on my own, but we're gonna have more brothers who's gonna get inspired to do these things. This what's gonna unite us. This is what something has to unite you. Like when people join gangs, they have to do dirt. Like, yeah, now you're in the gang. Well, this right here is the gang. That's it. That's it. That's all you gotta do. And it's the hardest thing for a motherfucker to do. They feel like it's like a suffering thing for them. So that's gonna separate the wheat from the tare right there. Like, oh, but this ain't for you then, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Maybe down the line in another season, you may have to go through some shit. You know? And it's not to say that it's not. You do have to be strong to be celibate. It ain't for the weak. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get offered pussy every day, damn near. You know, the eye contact. All you gotta do is give it, entertain the conversation, boom. And the way they giving pussy away nowadays, boy, whew, they even giving head away a lot too. They giving sex away, shit. This is why it's important. If you feel like you're a spiritual motherfucker, especially if you're in the LBGQ, you don't want to argue with everybody, do you? You want to argue about, do you want it in your mouth and all that shit? You don't want to do that. Just go celibate. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna go celibate. I'm gonna heal. Make a statement. Make a statement. Like, yo, man, we got 10 of us. We said celibacy. Fuck it. You really want to do something? You know what I'm saying? NOI? Yeah, man. Celibacy. We want to do something. All major groups and corporations is dealing with niggas and shit, man. You want to make a statement? Israelites? Who having the fuck? Go celibate, man. That's it. We celibate, y'all. You know, we ain't got time to fucking with nobody and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when mothers gonna get their value back up. You ain't gonna allow no devaluing of no nigga at all. You ain't gonna be able to stand by to watch a motherfucker walk up and ask a nigga, like, where your idea? You ain't gonna be able to do, because you know it's gonna be wrong. And ain't gonna slide no more. Everybody's gonna be accorded, because you don't know your spirit. Even though you want to help a motherfucker, you don't want to put yourself in a situation and shit, because your spirit still is like, hey, man, I really don't know if this nigga did something wrong behind the scenes somewhere spiritually, and I'm finna jump in and help this nigga, and I might get punished for it unless Most High protect me still. But we'll get to a point where we're all on accord, and if they try to single a nigga out, we're already on their ass. And all we had to do was just be celibate. And that's what's gonna link us in. That's it. We never did that. So I guarantee you, we're gonna be strong as a motherfucker, man. Then we get in grocery stores in our own land. We ain't got to do a lot of stuff we don't need from them. I know I'm just rambling now, but it's not really a ramble, because it's like, what you gonna spend your money on? You know what I mean? You know, we can actually have our own area. There's people that's popping up motherfucking cities every day off of fucking 19 acres or 5 acres, or, well, we're not 5 acres, but like, you know, 19 to 10 acres. I've seen a city for 10 acres. A 10 acre, that had 10 acre city. You just drive right through that bitch. But it's considered a city. We won't have cities. We have towns. Towns is enlightened beings and souls. These motherfuckers ain't got towns. They lied about that shit. We got towns, which is enlightened beings and stuff. All right, I love y'all. Thanks for joining in. I'm gonna go ahead and hop up off of here. I wanted to get close and read the names, but I can't. But I know you're in the game. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, yeah, I'm gonna get this sunset going on. Let you see what's popping. You see the reflection of the sun off the water. Some magical thing on it. You know, it's like we got this. What they call it? The sun solar flares and storms going on. You know, that works good with melanin. But the melanin crystalline molecule that we got going on, consisting over 248 atoms. Yeah, man. I'm like, damn. Get in tune with ourselves, man. We beautiful as a motherfucker. We got melanin and shit. We crystals and shit, man. Crystal. Taming our appetites, but we feel full. We like to feel full because we've been eating meat. Because it's been since 1997. That's the last time I had like a double stack. So 1997, I had to remember why when I changed, I was like, damn, it was a little bit lighter, so I had to eat like pasta or something, you know? And so I was like, oh, the pasta makes it feel heavy. So that makes me feel full, but then I got off of that, you know what I'm saying, off of the pasta. I just started training myself once a day, you know what I'm saying? I knew that, I just took the good stuff off of things that I've heard. When I even read the books of Elijah Muhammad, How to Eat to Live, you know, the once a day eating made great sense to me as far as digesting and shit. Now I see it even more how if we're advanced civilization, we actually came to a point where we created or made you know, supplements. And especially that works when you get older because you have to be more responsible for what you do eat over the years. Because as you go, you have wear and tear in the body. But that wasn't in the book. But this is going to be in the ebook that I'm coming out with. How not to eat to live. And so we get to this point, it's like, all right, bam. You learn that you need certain other things other than the food or the beans and the rice and shit like that. You actually need minerals. You're a complex organism. You can't just eat like an animal, a mono meal like an animal do. It will just eat maybe just a certain leaf or a certain grass or they eat a certain thing of animals and shit. You know what I mean? Like you can eat a multitude of fruits, berries, herbs, and all this shit. And if you're too clogged up, you won't know what to really consume. You'll just be consuming like herbs just for the sake of consuming herbs. Like, oh, I done took this herb today. Instead of just being like, okay, I'm putting 2 weeks in on this Pardiaco and astragalus, and you know, basically you have an empty stomach when you eat them up. And when you do take the herbs or the tea, it's not just a little bitty ass tea bag. You putting a 1/4 ounce in that bitch, maybe half an ounce in that motherfucker. That's what they don't tell you. But that's what you're supposed to do when you drink tea. We're gonna be drinking tea, but that's all on my other channel though. But you know, drinking tea, true tea time, like this is how you really sip tea. You want to get the powers and the benefits of it. And you got to drink it for about 2 weeks for it to start working with the body. Then it, you know, and it's with it. Then you switch it up with certain things, your moods. Now you can have tea at times, depending on the mood. Now the mood is based on the spirit. If you're too busy busting nuts, you don't know and understand the mood of tea time. You know, the Japanese, they drink the tea for, you know, the benefits of health. The Chinese, they drink the tea for mood. Both of them, I ain't gonna say none of them wrong, but it's basically based on how the spirit feels and shit. The mood is the spirit. So now you done develop the spirit, done develop the taste for the actual herb that you want. Like I want to sip echinacea right now. Not because my body craves it, my spirit tells my body to drink this because you need it now. And what echinacea do? It kills parasites, shit like that. Or my spirit may want, they call, you know, St. John's wort or something. It's dealing with a mood or relaxing tea. You may want to relax the spirit. You may want to put some valerian root up in the motherfucker. You may want to doze off and go to the spirit realm dealing with your DMT. You may want to put a little bit more valerian root up in your shit. You know what I'm saying? The herbs is all for your spiritual development. Fungus, the fungi, shit like that. Just don't overdo it. You can't get addicted to fungi, you know? So you can get addicted to certain things that produce dopamine in your brain and shit, but you can master that also, you know? Most times I show you can. And you will. It's still a fruit. It's still a herb. You'll know when to eat it and when not to eat it. When to take it, when not to take it. Your spirit to tell you. Like, I don't do shrooms all the time, but I know my body knows, my spirit knows when to take shrooms. Like, it just automatically know. And I'm automatically lit. Especially if you lit off of the first few times you took the shroom, you're going to be, your body naturally knows how to tune back into that, you know what I'm saying? That feeling. So you'll know that when you do shrooms, you got to be at a certain state of mind. It's not like doing drugs and like, you get some shrooms every day. Some people abuse that, fuck up and fry out their adrenals, which is over their kidneys. You know, that your adrenals, you having weak adrenals, then you're going to have weak lymphatic system, which basically you're going to have an autoimmune deficiency real soon. That's basically AIDS, man. Talk about that on the other channel though. But that's all spirituality though, you know? So you want to develop, you know, either the Japanese way, Chinese way, it's all our shit, you know? You want to do what you want to go with the mood, or you want to go with what it actually does with the tea. You know, no matter what, you're developing. So you'll know. It's all about healing, man. You know, taking our life, getting our shit back. And we ain't got to do nothing else. Let these motherfuckers go through their little shit, their icings and all of that, and just sit back. You know what I'm saying? The Most High's hand over Amaru right now. And as long as we do this, all of that shit's gonna get handled without us even lifting a finger, without us even going to stand on a corner anywhere. We ain't gotta do shit but feed ourselves the right food, stay low, build that spirit up, get them back their ideologies of whoever the fuck you fucking studying, the oceans, whoever the fuck the Africans, all them niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? Get them all their shit back, because now they can come over to on that plane and bring their familiar spirits with them on the plane and shit. You know, give them their shit back. Let them see that you with the all spirit. And once some spirits see you with the all spirit, they gotta go. You can rebuke them in the name of the Most High. You ain't gotta say, you can rebuke them in any spirit name that's strong, but the Most High is your power though. That's the energy force and the magnetism that you got. So the first words that we ever heard of them is the breath. Or in America, they call it the Geechee, which is the all spirit, or the El Gokwin, the sound of the wind, the water, and you know, the sound of how the wind brushes against the stones. It was all had to do with nature though. No false god had no names like that. They all had names like Anu Hashaj, Luamang, who took names of other gods that were Etherian gods who were good and established in the Etherian heavens and shit, and they were already known on Earth, so it'll seem more familiar when they're dealing with the mortals and shit. So they get to fool you even more. So we out of that time now. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, we into that. So with that being said, I love y'all. Thanks for joining in, you know, and just like I said, just refinement season. Today's the God Day. The God Day is basically just dealing with, you know, the energy and force, your magnetism, being your own motivator, sustaining, controller, and lord of your own world. You know, getting inspired by your own ancestors. You know, you can get inspired by everything else, but everything else not really in tune. Your ancestors, you only have the power of your ancestors and your creator, basically just your all source. But you can learn from everything else, because knowledge deals in equality with things. You know, you can learn from an ant doing a certain thing, but that's natural. You can learn from people doing the shit the wrong way. You know, it's not the fact that you're gonna follow their ideology and say this is what it is. It's just like it's a part of knowledge. It's a part of the creator's knowledge that is made known for me to get this understanding, to live my divine culture, to have this true power that I have to deal in equality with all beings, and show and prove the power of the Most High through me, my vessel, and building and destroying anything that's weak and wicked, and born in my culture over and over again. Proven true, and no limit of time, like 2 + 2. It's 4. All right, I love y'all. I'll build you the next one. Peace.